All right. So at the time of recording this, I just got home. It is a Saturday. I'm exhausted. I'm about to go take a shower. That's why the shirt is off. My pants are on. So still have pants on. See, pants. Pants are on. Shirt are off. Gonna go take a shower, but I keep forgetting to record these in a timely manner. So I was like, I need to record it. So Friday check in Friday check in. Friday chicken Friday. What happened this week? Well, I worked on Mob Mall a little bit. Um, I mostly was drawing fan art this week. I really enjoyed drawing fan art, but I fleshed out some of the characters. Have a new like writing process that I'm gonna like kind of jump into and like just get started writing with today. Um, then I went ahead and we saw Superman, so that was fun. So we saw Superman. Woo, Superman! Um, or not Superman. We saw Fantastic Four. That review's already up there. Fantastic Four is already there, and uh, that was fun. It was a nice little date night. She got sick over the food, so we hit a restaurant and Sheep got sick because of it. So that kind of stinks. Um, she's been home all day today, not really feeling great. So that sucks, but it is what it is. Um, Mentally, I'm trying to recover, right? Um, I streamed Star Wars Outlaws, and it was just a bad stream, and you're gonna have bad days, right? You're that's bound to happen. Hold on, she came back. Closes the hamper. You're sitting on a dresser right now, currently, so that's a thing. And uh, it's just it's been a lot. I understand that being gone for 3 months was going to have a toll on us. I understand that was going to be the case. It was going to affect us. We were going to get hit pretty badly about it. But it sucks because it's hit us a lot harder than I thought it would. I thought it would be better. I thought it'd be easier, but it's not. It's not better. It's not fun. And I'm just kind of like recovering about I look. We're gonna have bad streams. That's gonna happen, right? I gotta stand up. We're gonna have bad streams. That's gonna happen. But regardless, we gotta keep going, right? We have to keep going. We have to keep trying because that's the whole point of it. That's why we do this. We do it because if we don't, right, then then nothing's gonna get done. We only got this one life to live. So if we only have one life to live, that life should be spent doing the things we want to do. And in trying to embrace that, trying to do the things I want to do, it's a matter of like working towards those things, working towards those goals, getting them ready, and actively participating in them. You know what I mean? And that is a hard pill to swallow when you can become demoralized, but it is not a impossible task, right? You sit there and you go like, it's kind of like D&D figures, right? Like they're never going to get painted unless you buy the paint and paint them. So you have to buy the paint and paint them, Otherwise, they're just going to sit there unmade, unpainted, unusable not unusable, but not used in the way that you want them to be used. So that's the same thing with this. I've said it before that it's a race, not a marathon. Or sorry, it's a marathon, not a race, and that still holds true. And I know that I'm like a lot of these check-ins are like negative. I'm being real. Um, I'm not trying to make excuses. I'm not trying to justify things. I'm trying to be as genuine as possible. I'm trying to express how my week went, how I'm feeling, what I'm going to do, what I'm going to do next. Today, after we stream, uh, we're going to do, or I'm going to record a new card unboxing, right? Because I got some One Piece cards. We got a binder. I was supposed to do that this week. It's still this week. So even though I'm doing it today and it should have been uploaded earlier, they're still gonna get uploaded. You know what I mean? Taking a shower, taking care of yourself, doing hygiene. That's a part of maintaining the life and the goal that you want to live. And like, not all of it's pretty and not all of it's fancy, but that's what we have to do. And that's what I'm trying to keep in mind. I'm trying to keep in mind the fact that it may not be fun and it sucks sometimes when we're not hitting the goals that we want to hit, but it's necessary to get to the goals in the future. I wonder, because I used to write letters to myself, and I burned those books, so I don't have those letters anymore. But I wonder, I remember what some of them used to say. Like, hey, I hope you were still alive. Hey, I hope you're doing okay. Are we married yet? Yada, yada, yada. Like, it was a bunch of stuff that my younger self wanted to know. And I regret burning those, but this is not only content, but this is stuff like that. These are messages to not only the audience, but to myself. This is a journal. This is all about log, however you want to describe it. So it's important to me to emphasize how much not giving up matters, because we can't give up, right? We can't give up. There are things we can't control. This week was a nightmare. We saw Fantastic Four. That was great. Thing was awesome. I don't have my Thing figure here, but he was awesome. So there are things there that are cool and that we can be excited for. I don't know what's going to happen next with the MCU, and that's okay. It's okay not to know what's going to happen next with the MCU. I'm excited for it. I wish my friends were there, sure, but Sheep was there and Sheep watched the movie, and now Sheep's excited about Fantastic Four. So like, these things continue to go on. Like, yeah, some things suck, but other things are better. So we can focus on the things that suck and we can be sad and depressed, or we can go be like, yeah, they suck, let's move on, and that's what I would want to do. That is the way I want to push forward, not just focus on like the sad things or the horrible things, but moving forward. Like, yeah, the stream was bad, but did I stream? Am I going to stream today? Yes. In fact, when I'm done taking a shower and stuff, I'm going to stream today to make up for for taking, a day off. I'm going to stream for today. You'll get a stream tomorrow, so that's 2 weekend streams, and then you get a stream on Monday. So it's going to be kind of a marathon of streams. And that's going to be fun. That's going to be a good time. Or it might not. Who knows? But I'll never know if it's not going to be a good time until I do it. And I'm not going to know if I'm going to fail until I do it. So instead of being worried about whether or not I was going to fail or whether or not I am failing, I'm just going to keep pursuing. I'm just going to push through until I succeed. And that's, I mean, that's what I think we all should do. Um, Almost like fake it till you make it, but like a more intense version. This is the hobby room, by the way. I brought you in here, mostly because I didn't want you in my bedroom. I wanted you like, normally I did my living room, um, but I thought, this would be a nice area to be in. I probably should have more posters in the background, but I don't. If the audio sounds weird, that's where that comes from. But hey, we hit our 10 minutes. I'm going to immediately upload this. So this is just going to go straight up, but I'm also going to go live today on Twitch. If I'm Arson Pancakes on Twitch, if you haven't known, if you don't know, that's crazy because I tell people all the time. Arson Pancakes on Twitch, on Blue Sky, on Instagram. I don't use Instagram that much. I'm not giving up, and neither should you. Maybe I should add like morals of the week. I don't know. I'll figure something out. Um, the goals for the rest of the week, though, more working on Mob Mall, more getting that done. Fix up the hobby room. That's what I'm going to do this weekend. Or maybe it'll go into the week, but fix up the hobby room and get shit going. You know what I mean? Just let's go. I am passionate and ready to keep going. So this was your Friday check-in. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you had fun. I'm your host, Arson Pancakes, live on twitch.tv. Say that again. Won't stop plugging it. Don't tell me to stop plugging it. I'm going to shake my hair. All right, that's it. All right, goodbye. I love you. Goodbye. 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 I love you. Goodbye.